Today's topic is complex permanent tissue. Already you have got the idea about simple permanent tissue where we have already studied parenchyma, sclerenchyma and collenchyma. Now we will be starting with the complex permanent tissue. The different types of tissues that we have seen are made up of only one type of cells. Now for the complex permanent tissue, we can see here that they are made up of more than one type of cells, but they perform the common function. So this is the most important characteristic feature, that the tissues that are made up of more than one type of cells are called what? Complex permanent tissue. Under that, we have the example of xylem and phloem, which are also called the vascular bundle. This type of tissues are made up of more than one type of tissues, but they will perform a common function. All the cells will coordinate, they will work together to perform a common function. So the xylem and phloem are called what? They are vascular bundles. They are mainly what? Conducting tissues. They conduct something. So this is the feature of the plants, and these are the features of the higher plants, more complex plants. And so this conducting tissue have made the existence of the plants to survive in the land, in the terrestrial environment. Now we will discuss about the xylem. The xylem tissues are one type of complex permanent tissue consisting of different types of cells like tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. So how many types are there? 4 types. These are what? Tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. Most of the cells have thick wall and they are dead. The tracheids are tubular structures, the vessels are also tubular structure. So they can easily transport or carry the water and the minerals vertically. Since they are tubular, they will carry the water and the mineral salts vertically upwards. The xylem parenchyma will store the food, and this will help in the sideways conduction of water. So what is the xylem parenchyma? This will help in the sideways conduction of water, and also this will help in storing of food. And the xylem fibers helps in supporting the tissues. Other tissues are supported by the xylem fibers. So these tissues of the xylem are how many types of cells? Xylem fibers, xylem parenchyma, tracheids and vessels. So mostly all the cells are dead and thick walled. What about xylem parenchyma? They will store food and also help in sideways conduction of the water and minerals. And xylem fibers gives what? Support. So next we come to phloem. So you can see the phloem is also one type of conducting tissue which consists of sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers and phloem parenchyma. So these are the 4 types. So sieve tubes are tubular, so they help to carry the food prepared from the leaves to other parts of the plant. The companion cells gives the energy or delivers the ATP to the sieve tubes to carry on their functions. And there are phloem parenchyma cells which helps in loading and unloading the materials into the sieve tubes. This mainly the companion cells are also parenchyma cells. What they do? They help in loading and unloading the materials into the sieve tubes. What type of materials? The food that are prepared in the leaves. So mainly what is the function of the phloem? To carry the prepared food from the leaves to all the parts of the plant. So this is the function of the phloem, and phloem transports this material in both the directions. Xylem will transport water and minerals from the soil to all the parts of the body in one direction, but phloem will carry the food from the leaves to all the parts of the body, and it is in both the directions, bidirectional transport. So it can move the materials in both the directions, upwards and downwards both. Okay, so these are the points that we have discussed about the plant tissue, where we have discussed now about the complex permanent tissue. Now we are going to the animal tissues. Now we will start with animal tissues. Here in the animal tissues, the definition of tissues is same, that is a group of cells performing a common function is called the tissue. So as in animals also, when this is multicellular, here all the cells of different parts will combine together performing definite functions, like muscle cells will combine together to form the muscle tissue that will help in contraction and relaxation. Similarly for respiration and similarly for circulation also, different types of tissues will work together. So now we will discuss about the epithelial tissue. Now this is the epithelial tissue. You can see epithelial tissue, by the name only you can understand that these are the tissue which helps in covering or protecting. So this is the protective tissue. It also helps in covering. Anything that is covered from outside will be covered by the epithelial tissue in the animal body. So most of the organs and the cavities are covered by the epithelial tissue. And this also forms a barrier to keep the body systems separate from each other. So they will also act as a barrier. What they will do, they will separate the different body parts from each other. Like they are present in the skin, the lining of the blood vessels, the lungs, alveoli and the kidney tubules. So these are the protective tissues, which are also called the epithelial tissue, present in most of the organs in the outer layer for protection. What is the nature of the tissues that we can see here now? Tightly packed, and there are very less or no intercellular spaces in between. So anything that wants to enter the inner part of the body should cross through the epithelial cells. These are continuous sheet of cells with no breakage in between, and they will allow the exchange of materials between the body and the external environment. So they have some amount of permeability, which is very important point, because this permeability will regulate the exchange of materials from outside and inside. So already in the previous chapter we have discussed about the permeability, that is the property of any cell to allow the materials to go inside or not. This property is called what? Permeability. If it is allowing continuously without any separation, without any distinction, if it is allowing all the materials to pass inside, then it is called as what? Permeable. If it is not allowing, it is impermeable. And if it is allowing some of the materials to go inside, then it is called selectively permeable. So epithelial tissue function, that is allowing the materials to go inside and outside the cells, depends on its permeability. This will only regulate the exchange of materials. Now different epithelial cells will show different structures, and that will be correlating with their functions. Like in the cells that is lining the blood vessels or the alveoli, where there is transportation of substances, so this will be through selectively permeable membrane, and then that will be a simple squamous epithelial tissue. Now we will be discussing on that. See here, simple squamous epithelium. Now this simple squamous epithelium cells are extremely thin and flat, and they form the delicate lining. So where they should be present? In the inner lining of the esophagus, that is the food pipe, the lining of the mouth also, and the skin. These are all made up of squamous epithelium. And in the skin, from the outside to the inside, the skin cells are arranged in a pattern of layers. So 2-3 layers can be seen in the epithelial region of the tissue, so that there is a lot of wear and tear of the tissues. That means there is some damage and again regrowth, repair and again regrowth. So like for that, the cells of the squamous tissue are arranged in a pattern of layers. So this type of tissue is called stratified squamous epithelium tissue. So why stratified squamous? Because they are arranged in a pattern of layers. This is called what? Stratified squamous epithelium. And sometimes the tissues in the epithelium looks like columns in the inner lining of the intestine and in the other part of the large intestine. You can see columnar epithelium. These are tall epithelial cells, and this will facilitate the movement across the epithelial barrier. These columnar epithelial cells will allow the material to move across the barrier, across the boundary. And what happens in the respiratory tract? Do you know what happens in the trachea? This type of columnar epithelial cells are present with hair-like structures called cilia. So this is ciliated columnar epithelium. The columnar epithelial cells, longer and taller cells, are present with hair, because if any foreign particles tries to enter inside the respiratory tract, then due to the rapid movement of the cilia, the foreign materials are forced to come outside. So there are hair-like structures present. This is called what? Ciliated columnar epithelium. Next, another type of epithelium is cuboidal epithelium, which is cube-shaped and is present in the lining of the kidney tubules and salivary gland. Cuboidal epithelium are, what is the shape? Cube shape, and they give what? The mechanical support. Mainly the cuboidal epithelium gives what? Mechanical support. Where are they present? In the kidney tubules and the ducts of the salivary glands. So mainly they are for what? They are for mechanical support. How they look like? Cube shaped. Sometimes the epithelial cells require specialization where they can secrete the substances. This type of epithelial cells are called what? Glandular epithelium. So many types of epithelial tissues we have discussed here. What are these? Simple squamous epithelium, stratified squamous epithelium, columnar epithelium, ciliated columnar epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, and glandular epithelium. So all these types of tissue, basically their function is to protect. They form a barrier and separate the different body systems. They covers most of the organs and the cavities. And sometimes with the cilia, the ciliated columnar epithelium helps to give out the foreign materials that have gone inside the respiratory tract by mistake. So today we have discussed up to this much. In the next class, we will be discussing about the other type of animal tissues.